It's the socialist worm. What's up, guys? It's your boy, Socialist Worm, and I am back. We are going to do a preview on the budget Yeti build. I did a video on this earlier. This budget Yeti build is aggro skycrack. As you see, it's mostly blue with a splash of red. Without further ado, let's get into it. We run 4 of the Snowcrest Yeti. It's a 1-drop, 2-1 with Aegis. For aggro, it's very good because they have to hit it twice to remove it. We run 4 copies of Champion of Fury. Because of our color grouping, he's almost always a 4-1 with Charge and Overwhelm. At turn 2, that's a lot of damage. We run 3 copies of Plunk. Plunk's a great card. He's a 2-drop. He can get you some draw if they make you discard him. Again, he can get you some draw. And he's a 3-1 with Aegis and Valor. We run 4 copies of the Zoltan Ambassador. My Zoltan Ambassador is really like the engine of the deck. This is what's going to help you draw and out-resource your opponents right here. We typically don't play him unless we have a hero in hand. We run 3 copies of Torque Ballistics Crafter. He's just really good. You can use his ultimate to play a Rocket Sled, which will give your Yetis a +1 and your spell damage +1. And he costs 3. We run 2 copies of Bam. I used to run 3 or 4, but it's just a little cloggy. He is good because he can disrupt market play, and then when he attacks, you also get to spam out the tokens. I only play 1 copy of Chunk Chunk. Chunk Chunk has the simple summon ability to stun an enemy when you play him, so it's good to stabilize the board. He's a 4-drop 4/3, and if you play a spell or an equipment on him, he'll play a Snow Fort, which will boost the health of your units. I play 4 copies of Pock Pock, a Rocket Packer. He's got Reckless and Bond, and when you bond him, you get to create and draw a snowball. Plus, he's a 1/5. I've got currently 2 copies of Slush Dumper. By any means, this isn't set. You can play around with this as much as you want. If you guys had any questions or comments about this, feel free to leave some in the comment section. But Slush Dumper is just really good. For 4, he's a 3/3, but his ultimates what really makes him pop. You can pay 4 to give him a +1/+1 for each of your Yeti, and then each of your Yeti deals 1 damage to enemy player. If you've got 6, that's 6 damage, and then he's getting a +5/+5. Actually, he's getting a +6/+6 because it doesn't say other Yeti, so he actually includes himself in that. We run 2 copies of Palak. You could swap this out for somebody else for a different 6-drop if you like. I use Palak because I like the Invoke and I like the ability to give the units that I draw Aegis and a +1/+3. That really helps push the aggro steam along. I run 2 copies of Slope Sergeant. He's kind of there to help you refill your hands. When you bond him, you get to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. And then I run 1 copy of Elaine. Elaine is a 7/7 flyer, a 6/6 flyer for 7 that gives all your other blue units a +1/+1. And then again, she helps refill your hand because when she attacks, you get to draw 2 cards. I run 2 copies of the Throne Room. Throne Room is real important. You can even argue running 3 copies. Because most of your units are going to be heroes. Elaine's a hero. Slope is not. Plague is. Rockpacker is. Chunk is, Bam is, Torque is, and Plunk is. So they'll all get boosts off the throne room when you attack, and then it's just really good because you can spin out of control. The throne room can, because you get to play the 7/7 Draka, which has Overwhelm, gets Aegis, and then you can stun an opponent. And then you can play a 6/12 Elaine on 6 attacks consecutive. That does 6 damage to an enemy. And then the third time she attacks, she does 12 damage to each enemy. And then you can even spellcraft for 3 to play Savagery to give one of your units Killer and Overwhelm to help deal with the problems on the board. I run 4 copies of Primal Etchings. It's more for access of this than it is mana. I've never really had to use it just to pump mana. I run 1 copy of Display of Passion. It's a good toolbox card. You can use it to either pump your unit, one of your units, and then draw a card. Deal 4 damage to the enemy player for that last 4 damage to kill him if you need to. Or you can deal 8 damage to an enemy unit with Endurance or Lifesteal, so it's a good little removal. I run 2 Displays of Survival. Again, they're toolbox cards, but it helps you get a little bit of control. You can transform problems into a dinosaur. You can deal 5 damage to each of your unit that was played this turn, so you can wait till your opponent plays a bunch of stuff out and then kill it all for 3. Or you can just draw a card and get an Aegis, and Aegis on yourself is very important. I run 3 copies of Sleight of Hand. You can draw 2 cards and transfer each power card drawn this way into a snowball, so it helps keep you from flooding out. It's pretty good. I run 3 copies of Wisdom of Elder. It's like the go-to draw for blue. And then I actually run 1 copy of Sundown Accord. And I only run this at 1 because it's not like a win con of the deck, but it can help. You can draw a single faction spell from your void, then transform each primal sigil in your deck into a copy of that spell. We run 8 primal sigils, so you can get at best 8 copies of whatever spell it is that you got out with the Sundown Accord. Power, we're running 4 fire, 8 primal, 4 Seeds of Fury, 4 Skycrag Banner, and 4 Skycrag Insignia. And then I run 3 of the Greater Plains. Greater Plains, you gain an influence in a faction of one of your heroes or a hero in your hand. Market, I run 1 Permafrost. This is a good early on answer to problems on your board to help you stabilize if you didn't get the full aggro in your first turn. I run 1 Honor of Claws because sometimes even with 6 draw and 4 of the search plus market cards, you are always going to see these draw cards here. So sometimes honor is what you need to help dig you out of a hole. I run 1 copy of Thud Rock. Thud Rock is really good when he hits any player. You get to play a snowman with attack and health equal to the number of Yeti. I've had boards where this could just be absolutely insane. I run 1 copy of Crystallize. He stuns and deals 1 damage to each enemy unit. This is really good, especially coupled with Torque over here, because if you have 2 or 3 rocket sleds down, you're actually doing 2 to 3 damage to each enemy unit and stunning them on top of that. So you're really just stunning what survives, and then they're down for the count for 2 turns, and 2 turns is a lot to deal with when you're playing against aggro. And then I run 1 copy of Jotun Birth Song. This card is great, especially if I'm in the hole and need some answers, because I can transform one of my Yeti into a 6/6 Jotun, which will help stabilize the board. And then I get to draw 2 different Yeti of my choice from my deck, so I get to draw anything that I want. So yeah, it's a good deck. For example, here's some sample hands. We'll just run you through them real quick. So we have right here 2 seats and this. We would definitely play the 2 seats first and then drop him on turn 2 as a 4/1. We got the Sundown Accord, which is great. And then we have access to the market. I'll do 1 more. Let's just go ahead and hit redraw. This hand's even more fire. So we got the seat of fury. We've got the Skycrack banner, and we've got this. So I'd play this out, then I play that, then I play that out. Probably a torque, then a wisdom, then a bam, then the display. But yeah, this is the deck. By no means is this 100% stuck in stone. There's a lot of room to play with it. This is just a simple build to kind of get you guys started, but it is very cost efficient. The Honor of Claws, that's a story card, so you're gonna have to sub that out for something. The same, but everything else, I do believe that you can build and craft. So I look forward to seeing maybe some Yetis on ladders. All right, guys. So that was the deck. Hope you guys have a great day, and know that we're cooking up some more deck concepts here at Bad Apple Entertainment. Make sure to like.
Bad Apple Entertainment.